20 seconds. 20 what? Bitch? Why is this shit? Why is the lights? Ting, ting, ting. Yeah, boy. Would you like a cigarette, sir? Don't this nigga know I have an iPhone? Shit. It just kind of did. What's happening right now? This is it. Oh, hey. Hi, guys. Don't this nigga know I have an iPhone? Welcome, welcome. Man, we're at the anti party, you know what I'm saying? We've been chilling out, you know. We had a nice little jam session earlier. It was good vibes, you know what I'm saying? Playing the guitar, singing some songs. But nonetheless, we got Generalissimo. 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 Yes, sir. So, by the way, I go by the name of Mav Avenue. This is the anti-party interview. You know what I'm saying? We're just sitting back, relaxing, you know, smoking some wine, drinking a little something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got my homie here, Uncle Ant, you know, the sun himself. The sun in the Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen. Introduce yourself. Let them know what's going on. Talk about it.
Um, ito the PA one minam ganam. Last one ganam. Ngizoyibhadela. I can't uzonginika ibhiza. I don't know how to introduce myself because I don't know who I am and I'm still trying to figure out who I am. But it's a fun journey and a lot of people that have been along for that journey seem to enjoy it as well. So they call me Ant. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I get a beer before this nigga does not give me a beer?
Oh, that's crazy. Well, I was not ready for that to happen, so we are here now at the Obscene Parrot. I go by the name of Mav Avenue, and I've been contemplating, you know, thinking about a lot of stuff. Some of the things that we've created, you know, some of the things that we've done, you know, in the backyard, and it's been such a crazy journey. I just posted the Wall of Fame, you know, and I'm looking back at wow, what a year it's been, you know. So many episodes, you know. It all started on Mav Day, and it's like where it got to, the level that it reached, you know. It blew up, right? It was crazy, you know. So it was one of those things that just surprised me, and I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, yo, we did that. It happened. It really happened. Yo, we're there. You saw it. It happened. So I'm so grateful, you know. I'm sitting here in gratitude. I'm like, damn, man, you know. And I'm sitting with Uncle Ant, who doesn't know himself apparently, but I'm sure you guys know him. Yeah, boy. And I'm just reminiscing, you know, looking back and thinking about it. Like, yo, that was crazy, and we did it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's so many things. There's so many questions I want to ask him, you know, on this particular occasion. I think that it's a beautiful time, and we're dealing with a lot right now. The whole world is going through a whole lot of things, bruh, but we had at least something to distract us, something to hold us. You know, you have a family somewhere. So it's an interesting thing for me. So I'm just waiting on Mr. Uncool over here to pull up, and we can talk about it. But nonetheless, you know, until he arrives, you know, while we live, big shout out to y'all, man. Yeah, y'all are watching right now. Y'all have been to the shows. Even if you haven't, you know, the fact that you're watching, big shout out to y'all. And as I'm saying, I'm sitting in a lot of gratitude, man. I'm super grateful mofo. I'm also trying not to swear, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, man, it's been a crazy one. You know, the whole year, every single Sunday, we had to show up and we had to do the thing, you know. And a lot of people think, yo, that was easy or something. It wasn't, but we had to do it every Sunday. We had to show up. We had to be consistent. And I think it's a beautiful thing that we had that time capsule, you know, because we're in the and a friend of mine, Sui was saying this, you know, and he's like, yo, man, we're actually in the musical renaissance right now, you know. So we're able to capture that moment and that time frame. But nonetheless, we still have other people, you know, that are around, such as Ori, So I'm gonna ask Ori a couple of questions, just to see how he feels about the whole experience, because you probably think it's just me and I'm making it up, but there's people who are there too. These are testimonials. Test the testimonials. Testicle, testicle, testing. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. All right, yeah, boy. So we have our ish. Okay. No, those are inside ones, eh? But spete movie star here too. Ikama like Ori. Ori.
Molweni, 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 molweni.
Kanjani?
What you trying to say, man?
Yo, first of all, love the hair. Second of all, love the fit. And you've been doing some stuff. It seems like you come from somewhere. Where you from? Where you coming from right now?
Right now, where I come from originally.
Oh, like right now, today. Like what were you doing today?
Today, I woke up in the morning and I was like, you know what? I want to come to the Parrot, have a drink, think about the movie that I'm trying to develop. Shot some things, came back, and I was like, okay, that's my day. I've already climaxed for the day. I'm productive, so I'm like, I can have a good drink, being productive also. So that's me. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? It's like whenever like someone comes to you and they bother you, just be like, you know what? I'm not in the mood. Got a lot of shit to do. Hey, talk about it. Man's got a song out right now. Killer G, come on. Not in the mood. Got a lot of shit to do. Hey, how you feeling, man? That's the first single. You've been performing. You've been expressing yourself, bro. You've been the vessel that I believe you've always wanted to be. It's happening right now. How does that feel?
Mm, I feel like it feels right now. I feel like I'm a person that respects um, artistry and musicians. So for me, dabbling into music wasn't a thing of like, I'm a fucking musician. No, I'm having fun. You know, it's like a different outlet. Other people journal. I don't journal. I found music for journaling. You know, but I didn't know what it was at the first time. So I'm like, I'm just moving through it, just feeling it. Because my brother ISO, he's a fucking musician. So and my friends around me are fucking musicians. So I can't be like, oh shit, I can flow nice and I have this one song and I'm like, oh shit, I'm a musician. No, fuck that. There's a criteria. You know, like that's why like for us as our generation, we are so scared to criticize. Nigga, there's a fucking criteria. Don't tell me you can fucking sing. No, you can't sing. There's a criteria. Even if you feel like, I sound nice. No, there's a criteria. So for me, understanding that, I was like, okay, I know where I'm at. But now coming back after Josie and writing more music, it's fluid now. I would say it's fluid. It's more natural, more organic. And that's how I want to have like my creative outlets being organic. I'm not technical. I don't know what I'm doing, but it feels right. You know. So yeah, even with the song with like Killer, Not in the Mood, it was I was such a baby rapping at that time, and this guy's like he wants to put everybody on like different artists and things like that. When he looked at me, he's like, Chomam, let's do this thing. And I came up with the verse because I'm like, even with the song, Killer is very soft spoken, and I'm like, I'll give you the nitty gritties, I'll give you the grunge, I'll say everything that's in your mind, because even with the song, he's speaking in a very, he's not specific. Then I specified it because I know exactly what he was moving through. So I was like, let me play that part. So yeah, that's me.
So you're kind of like an orchestrator as well, organically. It felt right, and you're like, yo, let me do it like this. So I think that's very important, if it feels right. Don't be technical, be organic. And speaking of organic, you organically slid onto the Wall of Fame, my bro. On the Sunday show. I want to know from you, bro. What does the Sunday show mean to you?
Um, I feel like it was the first time feeling a sense of community. Like everybody around me doesn't know what they're doing, but we can come together and make something. Have a bit of structure to it also, you know. Because I feel like I remember before the Sunday show, they call it night chords now,
Mm,
but we used to just jam.
mm,
Then it became a whole thing.
mhm,
The organic nature became structure. But I was
mm,
so scared also at the same time. I'm like, I hope the Sunday show doesn't lose its essence and substance.
mhm,
Remember how it was,
mm,
you know, before tickets or artists coming through, the
mm,
organic nature. And I just love the Sunday show for having the Sunday show and having different priorities when it's like jam sessions, night chords, you know, like it's still there is not the corporate side but the structural side,
mm,
and then there's different variations where you can just release.
mm,
A person can have like a beautiful voice and come there and just jam and feel like, oh, I can actually sing, oh, I can actually rap.
mm,
And that was the Sunday show for me.
mm,
It was some sort of freedom
mm,
for me because I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, people at the Sunday show were appreciating me.
mm,
People saw me, they saw, oh, Reba, oh, this guy is on some shit, you know,
mm,
and I love that. And I feel like the Sunday show made me, Ori Kanchani,
mm,
be this thing and feel so confident. I'm like, I'm not lost.
mm,
I, I, I have the spark, you know. Um, and it gave me Sunday show gave me some value, and I feel like it does that with everybody, you know. There's no I feel like the Sunday show really reiterates of like people coming through, and you don't have to have it figured out. Give you the space, shine,
mm,
shine,
mm,
and now after the show you like, okay, let me do more of this.
mm,
Sunday show is the catalyst. The Sunday show is the catalyst for each and every artist that feel like they I have this hunch but I don't know what it is, or maybe if I'm good at it, bad at it. No, come to the Sunday show. You'll know your answer.
mm,
If you're bad, you will know. But
mm,
if you're really good and you're on something,
mm.
you know. So Sunday show catalyst.
Yo, yeah, you heard that. So you headlined the Sunday show, but I'm curious about where it all started. Like your first performance. Where was your first performance? How did it go when you were like, okay, it's time for me to rock it? What were your expectations? Did it meet your expectations? Talk about it.
That's actually so funny. My first show was Sunday show. I'm telling you. I am telling you. I'm telling you. Um, it was a Sunday show. I feel like at the time I was leaving Cape Town. The Sunday show when I was performing, I was leaving Cape Town. And the thing is, before the whole thing, I had to like really like market it and things like that. But I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna post on my story. If people wanna come, and I said it, I'm like, it's my goodbye. If you come through, come through. If you don't, it's fine. But I'm like, people don't know me in the music realm basically. So I'm like, you don't need to trust it. I'll come there and you're like, what is this guy doing? So I'm like, it is what it is basically. But for me, the Sunday show was like a goodbye, and I wanted to say goodbye like this,
Mm,
you know. And I had no expectations of the night.
mm,
But bro, when I came there and I saw people that knew me from the editing, the creative direction, the fashion, and all of these things, they
mm,
trusted that like this guy is an experience,
mm,
even with any outlet that I do. Like I feel like I'm that type of person. When I touch something, it turns into gold.
mm,
Like that's my superpower, basically. And I was surprised of the masses that came through. They're like, "Ori, we don't know, but
mm.
show us."
Show
And
us.
when I came there, it was the first time me not feeling nervous.
Mm,
Like Killer, I used to perform with him and things like that, but it was never my show. I'm just like there. But this is my show. This is me showing people. I'm like, yo, I've been doing this, so this is it. And people, it was a proper goodbye for me, saying bye to Cape Town
mm,
for a second.
mm,
Like I had to go find myself, but I'm like, before that, that made me realize more about myself. And I'm like, you can actually do this, because when people, how people received me, I'm speaking closer where I come from. Like, for me, the music shows where I come from, the slang, the flows or whatsoever. Always, like, people ask me, like, who are your inspirations? I'm like, no, it's just me. This is how it's organic, this is how I express myself. This is like, I'm rude like this because I'm like, my family, where we come from, the way that we speak, we compliment each other from just like cuss words. This is where I come from,
Yeah.
you know.
You've casted me a couple of
I
times.
know, I know,
You
Mav.
know me,
No, no,
man.
yes, that's everything,
Hey, man, look,
bro.
I'm
And
serious,
that's
man.
all love.
Mm.
That's all love. See, tibana ba in close about and the talking, like bonga,
Mm.
yeah, bon, and
Mm.
that's that, And I feel like for me coming to Cape Town in 2020, I always told my brother because he's been here more than me when I came.
Sure.
And I'm like, bro, I'm never gonna mold myself into the Cape Town shape.
Who's
I'll
your
always
brother?
ISO.
Ah,
My brother's ISO.
yep, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what's up.
But yeah. Anyways, I think for me, I'm like, I came here and I was like, I'm never gonna bend myself into a certain shape for the environment. I'll always be like this. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, hey man, So yeah, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Alright, alright, alright. And then last question, you're a very multi-talented individual, very creative and very inspirational. Your post-production skills specifically is what made me like, oh shit, this guy. Let's watch out for this guy. You know what I'm saying? And that post-production is on your style, and your swagger. I saw some of your videos on Instagram where you're like, you know, you did the things, bro. And I was like, dog, who did that? You're like, it's me, dog. I was like, yo, that's some next level stuff. But you are multi-talented, and you've also been featured in a film. You know what I'm saying? I want us to talk about it. And I think that I want to know about your experience because I understand it was your first time, like actually being an actor. You know, and yeah. Oh, it wasn't your first time. Okay, talk about it. Hey, hey.
It's so interesting, Doug.
Mm.
Hey, I I went to predominantly like colored schools in Gqeberha.
Yeah.
And I remember being in high school, Curbs. There was a short film that they wanted to do for SAB
Mm.
because like the colored communities are just like washed up with just like alcoholism, those are the vices back there,
Sure.
everybody's trying to run away,
Mm.
and Hectic 99 came through, and
Hectic.
yeah, and I remember just doing my last exam, and they were like, yo, we need to speak to you. And they were like, yo, there's a movie that we were trying to shoot and we want you in it.
Mm.
And I didn't know what they wanted from me.
Yeah.
So at the day, they gave me script lines. I was reading this thing and I'm like, nah, I am not gonna say it like this.
Mm.
I feel like for me, if you trying to put me into something, let me be me.
Yeah.
So when I did that, I was the gullible person.
Hey.
Like that's me, the funny, because I'm like, the movie was so serious, so
Mm.
I was like, let me just give people something to laugh about
Sure.
and just focus back on the seriousness of the concept behind it,
Yes. Yes.
and I did that, and people realized I was like, I'm such a good actor.
Mm.
So it was funny for Raps telling me, it's like, yo, let's do a whole movie, because we
Mm.
were supposed to do like some fashion reel 30 seconds, but this guy was literally cooking something. He's like,
Sure.
I need you right now,
Mm. Mm.
and when I read the lines and things like that, and I was like, Raps doesn't really know me, but he gets me.
Mm. Mm.
So when he gave me this character, I'm like, this is me. I've moved through this before. So I'm like, I'm actually letting go of the character behind it and just integrating with this role that I'm supposed to be playing. It's me. It's me, you know. Um, and I remember I was like, I've never been in a short film before, like proper, you know. like proper. And I was like, I'm gonna give it my all. Like waking up at 6 a.m. and going shooting, running in the fucking grass, bro, half naked, and I'm like, I'm all for it because I've never done this before, and I killed it because I'm like, I knew exactly what I wanted, you know, and I chose that. I'm like, I'm all here for it, you know, and the crew was so happy with me because I felt like mm, I held it down, you know. Um, Not thinking about it as a main character, but I'm like, I had to, I had to, you know, to put everything and more, basically, you know. And it was so interesting. I loved the whole process, you know. Um, and also seeing myself in a different light. It's it's interesting. Like I'm all of these things, you know. I can't dissect them. It's one. It's one. So yeah.
Nah, that's amazing. Very inspirational too. Like the way that you were just so forthcoming with your intention within the movie. And I just want to find out your closing statements. Where do we find you? How do we get to know you better? And where do we find your work? And also, what's next?
Yeah, there's a lot next, bro. If you guys are trying to find me, you can catch me on Instagram, ori underscore kanjani. Okay. Um, for me, what's next? Hey, man, there's there's so much. There's so much. Music wise,
Hmm.
I'm not trying to say a lot. I'm not trying to say a lot. You know, if you see something you're like, always gonna be having a whole show with the band, better fucking come through. That's an experience. That's not a show. It's an experience. I'm letting you know right now so you don't miss out. If you're like, FOMO, you did that to yourself. But yeah, anyways, no FOMO, dog. No FOMO. Other stuff. I am being in love, capturing myself. I feel like for me, everybody has tried to make me a model, going to agencies and things like that. But I'm like, I'm a person that always wants to do things my way. I'm very impulsive, but I'm not impulsive. Sometimes impulsive, yes, but sometimes it's just me, you know. Yeah, I'm very peculiar, I would say. Um, like when I look at myself, I'm like, if I was in a game and I had to choose a character, I'll choose me. I'll choose me. I'll fucking choose me. But yeah, anyways, I'm working on a movie right now. Um, I don't know what it is. It's very organic, very natural. Um, but it's I don't even know the title, but it's a lot of feel. It's a lot of feel. It's everything and more. I look at it as like abstract art, you know, like see it the way that you want to see it. But I'll guide you for a bit of like narration, but I still don't want to say too much. Silence speaks a lot of words, and I want that, you know. Um, but yeah, that's me for next year. But there's a lot that's coming. Like I I'm a lot of shapes, you know. So I can't say like what's next holistically. But those are the pressure points for now. So yeah, that's me. Orikanjani, halala, dabulela. Thank you, man, for having me here, dog. I don't like fucking interviews, but I was like today, I'm like, I'm trying to speak, you know. Um, and yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, man.
Blessings, blessings, bro. Thank you very much. Lovely having you. And it's good to hear your opinion. I don't like fucking interviews either, bro. I prefer women. So we're looking at interviewing Uncle Ant over there and getting him on the stage. Siyabonga Ori Kanchani on the social medias. You have to ask him when you see him, Kanchan, and he's gonna tell you how. He will tell you. Somebody call Uncle Ant over there. Yeah, bro. But we're here, man. We're out here at the anti party, and I think this is what it's about, just chilling and getting to connect, we had a beautiful year. It's time to just settle down and somber down. So we're just having some good conversations, some acoustic sessions, playing some guitar, singing some songs, and yeah, man, that's the vibration actually. Alright. And this is a perfect introduction to what I've been dealing with this whole time. Uncle Ant, everybody. Yeah.
It's in the name. I'm not cool.
At all. Trust me, I have a testimonial. Anyways, yo, man, the Generalissimo, I'll be here, and say, yo, like, if it wasn't for this nigga right here, like, this nigga, okay, here we go, this nigga right here, I don't know,
How
man.
many shots of me do you have lighting a cigarette? Every time the camera pans to me, I'm lighting a cigarette.
There's so much evidence, photos and everything. But yeah, man, if it wasn't for him, man, I think that, I don't think the Sunday show would have been where it's at. You've always like been dreaming big, This motherfucker brought a whole choir, like a whole full choir, like 19-piece choir. Voices of Hope Youth Choir. Voices of Hope Youth Choir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, anyways, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Uncle Ant.
Hello.
You can hold it. Talk about
What am I talking about?
it. Okay, let's start with the Nnetwork.
Okay. What about it?
The network. What is it to you? What is the network? How do you? If someone asks you what's the network, what do you say to them? Don't put it like that.
Mm. Okay. In a deeper form, in a more metaphorical form, the network is pursuit for artistic excellence. It's literally a pursuit for artistic excellence. It's a bunch of artists coming together saying, hey, we can do better, and we decide and we agree to collaborate in for the common goal of doing better. That's literally what the network is. But if we had to boil it down to like the layman's terms and to what we do on the ground day to day, literally we just build bridges. We build bridges, and we connect dots. We connect dots because the vast majority of the things that we've been able to accomplish as the network are not things that people can do by themselves. You know, this guy mentioned in my introduction that I was able to organize a 19-piece choir. I didn't organize that. I asked somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who was able to organize that. So us being able to consistently tap into all the dots and recognize all of those patterns and be able to connect them for us to be able to have favorable results and be able to make an experience that other people can come in and not only enjoy but still also have an opportunity to find a gap and say, hey, I can fit into that and I can also be a part of that. That's quite literally what the niche network is. We're a network of niches. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's yeah, very interesting, bro. Yeah, yeah. On the money, on the money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. But let's do a young story time, right? Story time for Uncle Ant meeting Mav, and then story time for Uncle Ant saying, "Yo, I actually want to be a part of this, and I want to help you grow this thing, and you know, let's take it there. Let's take it to the top."
Hey, that's deep shit, man. Okay. I guess how I met Mav was at an event at the Spaza shop. Back then it was called Vidiklata. It was by Run something kitchen. What kitchen? Kitchen party. It was the kitchen party. It was the kitchen party.
So.
Yeah, it was a kitchen party. It was run by Farah Kataza now. Yeah, Sanele. Sanele Bly, who's Farah Kataza now, who was my roommate at the time. And ideally, I had just moved back to Cape Town. I had been living in Cape Town many years before COVID, came back after COVID. And I was like, okay, I need to get out there. I need to find like some creative spaces, and I need to become creative and do things creatively. I had a drone, and I was like, okay, I can shoot. I know how to shoot. I know how to tell stories. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And Sanele at the time, who was my roommate, decided to give me an opportunity to be able to be the one that was like videographing or filming at that kitchen party. So, long story short, fast forward, I'm filming at the party. I'm talking to different people. I'm thinking in my mind that I want to make a reel of like, hey, I'm this person and this is why I'm here. And then I meet this guy who just so happened to be so uniquely dressed, so extremely uniquely dressed. And then also, when I asked him to just give us a tag, he had one of the most unique tags. Like, I can't even remember what the question was, but I remember his answer was, "Don't do it for, don't do it for the cloud, do it for the clouder. Yeah, don't do it for the cloud, do it for the clouder." And we had video clouder at that time, man. I was like, well, I had to like step back. Even the way like you're holding the camera now, as the person holding the camera, I had to step back and be like, "Yo, bro, that's a bar, man." That's a bar. So yeah, that's literally how I met Mav. And I was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna make sure I include that." And I guess my enthusiasm in that moment is what sparked the enthusiasm in Mav as well. And he was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna fuck with you." And then yeah, from then on, time and time after that, till now. And then the Sunday show specifically. The network? The network was still also kind of the Sunday show before it was the Sunday show. It was still the Sunday gigs. Amongst all of my many things that I was doing, I was selling weed at that time. Before it was legalized like this, before we have it next door. We were selling weed, and Mav was running a little bit of a gig happening at the back, and I knew that he had this group of collective people who were like-minded and were cool and were familiar with me. And it was a two birds one stone kind of opportunity where, hey, I can be cool, I can rap and sing and show my talents, and also I can make a little buck because nobody's selling weed. So ideally and initially, I came in as somebody that had the weed, and I would sell a little bit of the weed, and I started performing once or twice. It was an open mic vibe at then, and Mav would allow, aside from him being the main MC, it also allowed one or two other people to MC, Rufaro mainly, and we had another MC before
It was you and Rufaro.
it was Rufaro, nah? It was just before me, yeah. And then I was like, "Yo, man, put me on. Let me MC this thing." So yeah, he gave me one or two chances, and I guess it clicked. And then yeah, I started MCing it. Then life lifed. He had to leave, and he was like, "Yo, man, I need somebody I can trust that can stay and facilitate this whole thing." And I don't know anybody else that has done this as many times as what me and you have. So can you stick around and facilitate this thing while I'm not around? And then yeah, that became the relationship that me and Mav share. And that led to, I guess,
Pum pum pum. Gang 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 gang. There's a code there. There's a code there.
yeah, so the code is SS2, yeah. No, NN2, yeah. NN2 SS1 UPA0 ANT. And that's Niche Network 2. So Mav is 1, obviously. And then Sunday Show 1, because I'm the host. And then UAP 0, because I'm the founder. And then ANT, because that's me.
What do we even say after that, bro? Like, yo, got a 10 in his arm, yo, come on. And that's a part of the Sunday show lore. So I'm curious, bro, is there a story, about the Sunday show experience, right? Because I know that, because obviously it was like Mav Day, then it was like the backyard, then it was like Sunday chill. Oh, Sunday chill, Sunday social, Super Sunday, and then I came back, and then we're like, yo, man, Sunday show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious from the Sunday show like time frame. Is there any story like of your experience in there that sticks out to you?
Nah, man. Every Sunday is like, there's Sundays that we've been 100% meticulously prepared. There's Sundays that we've had prepared 2 weeks in advance. We even started marketing 2 weeks in advance. But still on that Sunday, it was up to God. Like, it was like, hey, we've done what we can. And then there's been Sundays where nothing went right. And we're like, hey, at least we are here. And even those Sundays were immaculate. So it's difficult to choose one in particular. I know for a fact that out of all of the Sundays, one of the Sundays that I looked the most forward to and gave me the most stress had to be the choir Sunday. And the choir Sunday was one of the biggest shows that we've put on. But there's like the Killer G Sunday, which was the first time that we had the most collaborative entities involved. We had Killer G, who brought in four other headliners. We had Cape Town TV, who came in to interview us and cover the show. We still had Crazy Media, who brought in their partners, who brought in a red camera. We were shooting movie quality standards at the backyard. It was extremely packed. We had worked with Crazy Media's other partners. What are they called? Kaz's company. Yeah, I forgot. Hammer. They called Hammer. Hammer, who had made us 10 custom cushions that for the first time. So ideally, if it's not one moment, it's not one Sunday, but it's one continuous thing or one continuous aspect of every Sunday. And that's the fact that every Sunday we've always worked our best to try and go further than what we did the Sunday before and try and do something that we never thought that we were able to accomplish in that little space. Because for a long time we fought with the space is not big enough, or we don't have enough this, we don't have enough that. But then something clicked and we have more than enough. So now how can we juggle what we have? So yeah, the one thing that stands out the most about the Sunday show is how we constantly try to innovate. And even if you look at our wall of fame, no one flyer looks like any other. Every single flyer tells its own story. Every single flyer looks like a different experience, and we thrived for that, and we consistently kept that, and we consistently do. So I think that's the one thing that stands out for me. The fact that we consistently try and make sure that we're better.
Yeah, man. And you know what's crazy, right? Uncool Ant, he's chilling. He's very uncool, right? Wicked, wicked, right? But he's always got the swag on. You know what I'm saying? And you've been dressed by different people and etc. Right? So we wanna talk about who you've been dressed by, throughout this experience, and then we wanna talk about the jacket that you're wearing right now on you, in the flesh, in real time. Because they don't know. They don't know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. So let's talk about it. Let's start with the you know.
Yeah, my relationship with fashion is weird, very weird. I've never really had a sense of identity in terms of fashion. I've always wanted to just be different and be daring and brave. So I wear dresses sometimes, but most of the time I wear things that you haven't seen anybody else wear. I like that. And it's ironic that I met Mav through a thrift store gig at a thrift store, and to this day, it's always been something that's been very prevalent in my. I don't know where the lighter is now.
Oh, by the way, he won best dressed
On that
at one of the other nights. It wasn't that particular night.
It was the closing.
It was the closing night. He won best dressed, and then he was dressed in Vini Clara. Don't do it for the cloud. Do it for the cloud. Yeah, boy.
I don't know. I mean, for a bit of a deeper aspect, it's one of the things that really shows me the perks of doing something that you dream about. As much as I don't make millions from being myself, I came to Cape Town with a backpack full of clothing, and I don't have any of those items of clothing. And everything that I own now, somebody gave to me. Yes, every now and then I'll buy something, but somebody gave it to me. So yeah, since I came back to Cape Town, I've been dressed by pretty much every single thrift store in this whole strip. I've been dressed by Boom Voom Voom, specifically by Melo T. You can go check him out there. Right now he's managing the second Voom Voom. I've been dressed by Vida Clutter. I've been dressed by Spaza Shop. I've been dressed by Wendy's. I've been dressed by pretty much every single thrift shop. And then I've also been dressed by stores and labels that aren't even in OBS. Mainly Pattern Nation, which is a Canadian label, which also collaborated with Blue Priest, which is one of the labels that I'm an official model for. And the Blue Priest thing was completely out of one person saying, hey, these pants would look good on you. Gave them to me. I wore them and I hosted the show a couple times. And then people kept asking me about it and people commented on it. And then people would go to Musenberg and say, hey, I saw this person at this show wearing these pants. I want these pants. The owner of Blue Priest, her name is Cyan, then went and found me on Instagram and contacted me and said, hey, you've been wearing my shit and people are talking about you, and I vibe with what you're doing. I want to give you more. She came down to the Sunday show, and then now I have these patterns in pretty much every single item of clothing that she makes. I have this pattern solely just because I'm me. So yeah, I'm dressed by a lot of people, and the vast majority of the time they dress me for me because of me. But because I'm so happy to just tell people that, yo, I did this because of that person, it gets me more stuff. Oh, the jacket. This jacket is from Wendy's. It's the origin story of the jacket itself. It was one of two jackets that was made for a movie, and it was basically wardrobe for a movie set. And then Wendy, being Wendy, always knows how to get all the good shit. So I got the jacket, and I was attracted to it because it has, thank you, it has the prints. I like jackets that I can wear inside out. So it has like this comic print going on the inside, and then it's got a white print on the inside. What I decided to do is, originally the idea was for me to get different phone numbers from different girls. and
Uncool,
write them in the
uncool, isn't it?
write them a jacket. But then that idea evolved to all of the people that I fuck with and people that have been influential in my journey, from me coming here with a backpack with no clothes to being fully dressed in some of the most amazing clothes, for them to be able to say, hey, I was a part of this. So I started to basically get people to sign my jacket, and the vast majority of the people happen to be Sunday show headliners, but there are people who aren't Sunday show headliners, but everybody on the jacket is super dope. So yeah, I think I have more than 100 signatures now, and yeah, I have signatures from quite literally almost each and every individual that you've ever seen at a Sunday show or around a Sunday show. And some of them have just signed, some of them have said cool things. One of the games I like to play with the people that sign the jacket is, I don't look where they sign and when they sign. I just tell them sign and I go away. And then my thing is to go and find their signature and identify it, and then the next time I see them, I'm like, hey, I know you, and I know where you signed my jacket, and I show them. And now I have a good ratio for that. But yeah, I have a bunch of them here.
Are there any signatures that you're fond of, like on the jacket, like yo shit, this motherfucker signed my jacket, you know?
This one here. This is the only erased signature. This is the only erased signature. Um, this was Ruby Gold, man. Ruby Gold was the person that gave me the two pairs of pants that made me get a sponsorship and a model and a modeling deal um from Blue Priest. But yeah, just our personalities, hey, yeah, they didn't clash the right way, so we ended up not being friends anymore, and I had to remove her signature. But that's why I decided to say no regret, because we still grew. We both still grew from that. So yeah, that's actually that's my favorite one. It's the only one that's been altered in any way. Other than that, I love every other one equally.
This is so dope. This is so dope. And story time, isn't it?
Bad bitch. There's many bad bitches here, boy. Can't
Oh,
choose
is it?
one.
Is it?
Can't choose
Hey.
one.
So I mean, yo, man. So your trajectory has been crazy, dog. By trajectory, I mean trajectory. You know,
Oh,
get with the
yeah.
times, get with the lingo. You know what I'm saying? Your trajectory has been crazy. Oh, by the way, also in terms of the lingo, you know what I'm saying? The new lingo is don't be a guava, dog. Yeah, don't be a guava, dog. Like, don't be a guava. And then if you have a big problem, it's like, yo, Aish, I've got a big guava, dog. Ish, you know what? It's weighing me down, dog. I've got a guava, dog. Let's talk about the guava. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, your trajectory has been crazy, dog. And you know, you've been collaborating with different artists and etc. And there's been bands that have been formed through your own, efforts and input in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna know more about that. There's a couple. One in particular is Uncle's Angels. Hey, Uncle Ant's Angels. Oh, Ant's.
What's that?
You tell me. I don't know. I heard about it from somebody somewhere.
I don't know about that.
Okay, right. So, yeah, man. What is next for you, bro? What do you think that you feel like? Okay, the future is this, and this is what I'm headed to, you know. And then also, what is it that what advice? Because I feel like you're a very profound person, you know, and I think that there's a lot that you have to offer, you know, to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. So I see a lot of like growth as well as wokeness in you. You know, you're very aware of your surroundings, you're very aware of your circumstances, and you're also very aware of the individuals around you, the vibrations. So um, I want to know from you, like moving forward with all of that knowledge and all of that self-awareness, you know, what you can give to the people. Number one, what you can tell them. Say, yo, this is what from me, Uncle Ant. This is what I want you to do, and then also, you know, what's next for you.
Um, I'm in the profession of moving mountains. I'm a mountain mover. I've always been a mountain mover. I've always been attracted to the most difficult thing and been absolutely determined to execute that difficult thing for the sole purpose of showing people that if it's humanly possible and you're a human, you can do it. So that being said, my what's next for me, my biggest project that I'm working on now, my latest project is called Pieces. It's spelled Peaces, so Pieces. And then that's the short version, and the long version is Piece by Piece, which is Peace by Pice, Piece by Piece. And ideally, it's an artistic offering, for lack of a better term, an artistic offering where I personally will give the best of what I've always wanted to do, which is actually play music. I want to be able to put things together, and what I do is I play music. So I'm going to be one of the people that's going to be mostly involved in the curation of the music and the what's it called, the scores and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the curation of the music. But I want to be able to put together a full immersive piece of art. I want it to be a piece, the same way that we say art is a piece, and we look at art as pieces, and if we have many pieces of art, it's pieces. But all artists make art to achieve peace, and all people that perceive art and are able to like enjoy art because it gives them a sense of peace. So piece by piece and pieces. So yeah, that's something that I'm working on. I'm not entirely sure exactly how it's going to come into fruition, but because I don't want to make it solely and 100% about me, as much as I'm going to give everything that I have to it, it'll also be a part of me, is also everybody that I see around me and the network itself and what we've done as the network. So it'll be a fully collaborative piece of work that will be immersive, that will give out to the world. And one of the most groundbreaking things about it is that there'll be no ownership. Nobody will own it. There'll be no names. Absolutely no names. The people that fuck with it enough to be able to want to find out who did it will find out easily who did it, because of I want every artist that is putting their piece into the piece to put so much of their piece in there, it's undeniable. When you look at the piece, you know who did that piece. I want to put out something into the world where people can be like, that is a big piece. That's a piece. But I understand that it could have never happened by one person. It took one person to put together, but it could have never happened by one person. And I can understand the individual pieces of it all, and I understand how they all to come together to make one piece. And from that, I derive peace, and that's piece by piece by piece. That's what I'm doing now.
Yibble. So don't forget to stream PvP. PvP is dropping soon, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
terrible to interview. And they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, like, smoke break. Nah, I kid, I kid. But yeah, man, you know, I think that we this is a very perfect time, you know, to sort of actually get into depth with everything, you know, and that's why we're taking this opportunity at the anti party, which is kind of named after you, you know. But
I know.
anyways, we'll talk about it.
But this is really what the antibody is.
Yes,
The
sir.
antibody.
It's because it's uncool. It's uncool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But nonetheless, you know, your composition, you know, your music, your style. You have a song that was featured in a movie. You know, how did you come up with making that particular track?
I write about life experiences. I write the truth. I write honestly. And because I have an affliction and an affiliation with music. I understand music. It's a language that's like intrinsic to me. So I can go over any genre, and I just understand how things are supposed to sound. So specifically, that song was a rap song, but it was incited by noise complaints, specifically here at where we are at the Parrot.
Mm.
And I was like, this is a true life experience. We have people here that are enjoying something and are contributing to something and trying to build something, and then we have other people at the same time on the other spectrum that are saying we don't fuck with this is a problem. So that was inspiration for me to be able to write the song, the drums, and I called it the goop, which means the drums, the savage drums, because the noise complaint specifically for that night was that there's savage drumming happening next door. And at that time we were having a jam and we were just having a good time. So I ideally I write songs about true life experiences. I write about honesty and I try and write honestly. And I feel like if I do that, then I can go into any genre. I can write anything about any genre as long as I write honestly. And the only way that I can derive honesty from my music is from experiences that I have personally experienced. Because I'm living, so how else can I write an honest song about a living experience if I haven't lived it? So yeah, that's how I write my music.
Okay, no, big shout out, appreciado. I think we should bring this to a close. This was beautiful, very beautiful interview, very insightful. Big shout out to Uncle Ant over here. Very nice jacket you got. So, how much is that jacket, bro? Oh, cover the medallion, cover the dally, dog, cover the dally. Hey, come on now, yeah, boy.
The jacket is not for sale. I'm gonna keep the jacket. Jacket's not for sale. I'm gonna keep the jacket until firstly, so there's many milestones that the jacket first has to achieve. This is a milestone jacket. This is the declaration of independence for us as artists in this generation right now. This is us proof that we existed and we did something. So there's still a bunch of milestones that we have to achieve before I can say that we've gotten there. But if I can name a couple of those milestones, we still have to wait for Sunday show number 100. We're finally in the last 10, so we've got just less than 10 shows left before show number 100, and show number 100 is going to fall on the second year anniversary of the show, of Sunday show itself, and just what we do on Sundays. So that's the first thing. We need to get at least 10 more headliner signatures on it, and then also all of the pieces as well. Everybody that's going to be involved in pieces must also get on the jacket. And then once we're happy with pieces, yeah, I think once we're happy with pieces and we actually exhibit pieces, the jacket itself will also be a piece of the pieces, because pieces is pieces. So the jacket itself will also be a piece, and then maybe we'll put it up for auction, and then we'll see how much it makes. Because ideally I want everybody that's going to be involved in pieces, the most important part of pieces is that everybody there needs to be able to evaluate the amount of effort and time they put into the piece that they put into pieces, and then ask for an equivalent exchange for that. So I put in 10 hours into pieces, and I feel like an hour of my time is 10 rand, so I deserve 1,000 rand for pieces. And once they get that 1,000, they then relinquish ownership. So it doesn't belong to me anymore. Now it's for everybody. It's for free now. It's for the world. It's a gift. So we'll auction it off to the world for a certain price, but it's a gift. So no, it's priceless. We're never gonna sell it. We'll auction it rather to somebody who feels that they have to own it. But the whole purpose of it is that it's not about ownership. I don't even own it.
Yeah, boy. And then let's give some advice to the kids, bro, before we wrap it up. Let's talk to the kids. Let's involve them in this, because we're doing this for y'all. We crawling so y'all can walk. We walking so y'all can run. We running so y'all can fly. You know what I'm saying? So how do we make them fly, bro? Tell them how to fly. So when it's time to fly, they ready.
Intention. Intention is the most important thing. Intention is your best friend. With intention, everything comes right. I don't believe in failure. I don't believe in bad decisions. I only believe in giving up. A bad decision is a decision that you gave up on. Failure is something that you decided to stop doing because you weren't getting it right. The second you get it right, you weren't failing anymore. So if you're intentful, okay, for the kids, I'd like to tell the kids that there's no way to lose at life if you're alive. You cannot lose at life if you're alive. The only thing that you have to do is stay alive. So if you're intentful about being alive, if you stop every 2 or 3 seconds and just be like, hey, let me be intentful about this moment. At this moment right now, I'm at this place. It took me this to get to this place. I want to get to that place, and I'm here with these people. what can I do with that to be able to get what I want, life will be great. Life will be absolutely peaches. Even in the worst moment in life, if you can stop and just be like, what did I do to get to this point? What point do I want to get to? What do I have around me to help me with that? Done. Resourcefulness over resources. Resourcefulness over resources. Resourcefulness over resources. That was from Rapadu. Raps. One of the most, yeah, an absolutely amazing director. Who put the guy that put my song in a movie? The guy that put my song in a movie told me that resourcefulness over resources.
And I feel like this is the right time because as we are speaking about Ubuntu, it's a continuous conversation um, into what we are meditating as in economic empowerment, as in collective growth, as in collateral value of what we are what we are identifying or what we are missing as in Bantu achievement. So I want to take this opportunity to continue this conversation because as the from that bridge, from the trauma from our colonial era, and where are we with our growth? So, as much as we want to be empowered, it's a continued conversation of how we are a community, how we are a hub. We are a hub because we need to come up in numbers. The moment we have confidence in our own local production, either fashion, music, or it can be anything. The moment we support our own veterans, that's how we're gonna grow. Appreciating local producers, local music, local designs. Why? If I don't support my own, I don't belong in that society because they built their own society. They are somewhere far, and I'm grateful for the Americans because they paved the way. So everything came from an American dream, but where is the African dream? And this is where I am with our conversation, and it's what we do every day. Where do we spend our money? Where do we go and support? So this platform because I can speak as an achiever of my own. I can also speak to other achievers and I say, guys, let's sit on the same table. It's not about being pompous. It's not about who is who's getting the limelight. We are African brothers. We are African sisters. We come from a community where it's a collective growth. It's about Ubuntu. So if we lose Ubuntu, we lose the unity. Then we are doing the wrong things, and whatever we plow, it's not gonna succeed because it's a downfall of injustice in things which we are not addressing.
Yeah, bro. No, that's yeah. Welcome to the welcome to the show. We are Nnetwork live right now. You're a very inspirational entrepreneur. You've took it upon yourself to create like the things that you want to see in the world, and you know that these are the things that will make our people better. And you also say you're also in favor of people of color. You know,
Yeah.
it's not to say that you're against anybody else. It's
Yeah.
just to say that hey, if I have to, do something, this is where I'm going to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
You see, and you've also been to the Sunday show. You know,
Yeah.
so
I love the Sunday show.
yeah,
That sometime in the beginning of this year, I know we are on the ending, so beginning of 2005, somewhere in February, then I moved to Observatory, and I met our own brother Killer G. So I met Killer at different venues. That was like 3 4 years ago. Then he introduced me to the Obscene Pirate. That's when I met my brother, and that's when I met you, Mel, and I met everyone. And it's a vibrant community of young people, young enthusiastic people with a collective growth. I'll repeat the same sentence. Why? Because I've never seen where people just come together for the right cause, for the right reasons, and it's either you're an artist, you're into poetry, you're good, you're something special. This is a place where people don't evaluate you; they evaluate your work, and it's a platform where you can grow because you still need your people. For you to grow, you need your people, and Sunday's show is a platform which accommodates everyone. And I'm a testimony to that because at some point I came with my Ubuntu, my beverage company, and I remember we I needed to showcase my product. So I rub your back, you rub mine, and it happened. And look where I am. Look where I am with that milestone. So if it wasn't also about Sunday show, there's no way I was gonna have the same respect which I have in the network. So the network identified me, and it's a collective growth, and I'm grateful for anyone who wants to. I know you're talented. You're a musician. You are a poetry. You are a writer. You are a painter. You might be sitting with so much talent, but the platform where you can voluntarily come and you display your artwork. Yeah, Sunday show, one of the best shows in Cape Town, I'll tell you.
I agree. I agree. I've been to other shows. I agree. So you brought in your product, and you shared it with the people, and
Yeah.
I feel like your product has a lot of meaning, and it's also got a lot of variety. There's so many things that you have to offer. We were introduced to the wine, but we didn't know that there's more. So I want to give you this opportunity of just letting us know about the products that you have and the meaning behind it.
Uh, so when I started the brand Ubuntu, and I named it Ubuntu, then I said Abantu. I think you know what that means. So the Abantu, it literally affiliates to 24 countries in African native countries where we almost share the same spiritual beliefs, also the history, because we're coming from clans, totems, and tribes. So it came as an essential message that you know what, we've got so much resources in Africa, starting with South Africa. South Africa is one of the best places where wine comes from, and we produce the best wines in the world. In 2009, Obama even inaugurated on a South African wine. I remember this because our wines, they are so good. Yes, we've got Australia, which is also good, but Africa has got so much indigenous trees, like your Malura. That's why we have a Malura Amarula product. Then we are making the
baobab drink, and it's an indigenous beverage coming from South Africa. Then we also have the gin, we have the wine story, which extends to teaching people about who they are, what clans are they coming from. So, as an artist, this is a call to also to empower my other artists that, you know what, we can't wait for promoters and people in the industry. Let's solidify any small idea. Let's solidify any small story. Wherever we take our stories, we're not just taking the music, but we're also taking our revenue with, because there's trade. We can trade. We are
entrepreneurs. Let's be entrepreneurs of our own. So I'm happy that I can represent Ubuntu as a brand, but I can also stand for people without a voice, because there's so much violation which has been done, as in royalties, as in rights, where people produce so much rich content that they're supposed to be millionaires or billionaires, but because people keep on exploiting us, we are suffering as artists. But I'm saying to artists, look for Sunday's show, look for Mel. There's a young community where evaluation is considered. If you're a brand ambassador of your own, we can sit down and see how we can cooperate each other. Then we can merge, integrate ways of productivity, so that we don't just sell one product. We don't just sell you as an artist, but we put you in the network, because you need your own people to support you. And as long as you've got 1 million followers on your Facebook, or even 30,000 followers on your Facebook, that's your revenue. But where is the maintain choice? What are you selling rather than your music? So we need evaluation into what we do. And Ubuntu Abantu is a testament story of what I achieved as a goal. And I believe anyone else can also do the same. We can come together as a collective group, and we can celebrate our African stories. And Africa is on its rise. This is our time to sell our stories to the world. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, I mean, you spoke about Ubuntu Abantu, right? But I'm a proud beneficiary of Jenna Skin.
Oh my God, you still have that? I fucking didn't know you have one
You know
of
what
my
I'm saying?
products.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, we here. Ubuntu Abantu. Come on.
Oh my God.
So this is your product, right? And I mean, you're also in the skincare.
Skincare,
and etc. You know, and I feel like you've named it after yourself. Yeah?
Thank you.
Because we're cut for time, right? We're gonna go into this, and then you're gonna tell us about a message that you wanna give to the youth, the new Africans that are being born, the 2000s, because we 1K,
Okay, cool.
1000s.
So what I can say to you guys is that I don't want you to step into a career where you don't know where it's gonna lead you. At some point, yes, we've got beautiful testimonials where someone went to idols and then they made it, and they became relevant and they are influential. But the film industry or the music industry or the in arts industry is not what people think. So you need to empower yourself. So as long as you are creative and you've got you are sitting on ideas, don't sit on your ideas while you think that you need to launch your ideas. When you make it, sometimes you never know what will launch you. What will launch you? Maybe your music can only be heard after when you achieve.
Yes.
Maybe people can recognize you when you have done voluntary work in your own society. And this is where I'm sitting with every endeavor I've done to myself. I've managed to establish brands, and those brands, they took me somewhere with my career. And right now I am celebrated not as just Jenna Skincare or as Ubuntu Wines, but I've proved that, you know what, you can empower yourself in every small aspect of what you believe in, then let that also be a complementary revenue. When you move as a story, when you achieve other goals, your small initiatives, they are also achieving, because every idea then works in parallel to each other. And I want everyone to do the same. Whether you believe in your own fashion label, whether you believe in your own skincare brand, whether you have got any exotic idea which you think that can take you somewhere, don't sit on it to say that I want to. Okay. Never sit on anything and say I want to achieve this so that I can launch this. Launch all of your small ideas so that when you rise with your babies.
No, we sincerely appreciate it, man. Thank you so
brother.
much.
Thank you so much.
You're so well known. Even during the interview, they were trying to like preach you. Yo, so close. I'm like, oh wait. I'm busy. I'm busy being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But it's so lovely to have you. We appreciate you so much. Especially with your contribution to the community and what we're still gonna do. We're still planning a lot of beautiful things, that because we want to benefit, the community and everything.
Yeah.
So I just want to know your last words in closing for the advice for the kids, the young people, and then we can close it. Let us know where to find you, and then we wrap it up, isn't it?
Cool.
It is.
For you to succeed, you need your community. So everything lands back to Ubuntu. Without Ubuntu means a collective. I am because you are. So it's a collective growth. The moment I know what you do, I come and support you. The moment you know what I do, I also come and support you. I rub your back, you rub mine. So in everything we're doing, let's remove this egocentric behavior, and it's a reminder to know that we are one people. We are one Africa. We are one nation. I need your hand, you need mine. I need your support, you need mine. As long as we remember that, we're gonna go far. Let's support local entrepreneurs. Then it's a hub, like the network which you started. It's a network because I need to know who you are. And I also watch. Do you come and support me?
Yes, sir.
So that when you also advertise yours, then I come and support you. It's a simple math, guys. Let's support each other, then we're gonna rise. My last words, hit me up if you wanna know more about me. On TikTok, I'm Soko Jena, SOKO Jena, JENA. Facebook, Instagram, I use the same name. Hala, one love, Ubuntu.
Thank you so much, Soko Jena.
Thank you so much, brother.
It. Blessings. Take care.
Take care.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Merry Christmas. It's December, baby. Come alive. So thank you so much for joining us. This has been the anti-party. Proudly brought to you by Nnetwork Live. We're gonna be doing some really dope stuff. But nonetheless, yeah. Have you seen my bed? This one, eh? Yeah. Come on now. Yeah, bro. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us. Big shout out to Black Media. Big shout out to everybody who was involved, and big shout out to you for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, or whatever. Even if you don't wanna, it's fine. See you next time. Take care. My name is Bev Avenue, and we've had a lovely time. Goodbye.